And there we go. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Farewell to F1 2019, the social race created by LR Julian. And we are here at the Austrian Grand Prix. We've got full qualifying, and so instead of 18 minutes, one session of what we'd normally see in most league races, instead we have an 18-minute session, a 15-minute session, and then a 12-minute session. Each is going to try and get into the final round and try to set the fastest time in the third session to get on pole position. The first driver out on track right now is Gavin Tetrew in the beautiful Williams. As I don't know if there's any structure to how the teams were picked. I think drivers just chose what they like, but we've got 19 cars on the grid today. I'll just quickly run through the drivers who are on circuit right now. We've got Gavin Tetrew, who's currently on his outlap. Then it's NLR Yogurt, also on an outlap. He is on the hard tyres. We'll actually see what tyres everyone's on. Then you've got LR Ghosts in the Renault. He is in 11th right now. Khan is in the Alfa Romeo today. He's on the soft, so everyone seems to be on a split strategy for their qualifying. For example, Bjorn has opted for the medium tyres, but Gavin, who's just started his lap and he's already invalidated it after turn 1, so we'll follow along with NLR Yogurt coming into the first corner. I think this is called Lauder, and he seems to have run a little bit deep through there and he's invalidated it as well, so we're going to follow along with Callum Anderson, and he's going to go off the track and probably invalidate it as well. He keeps going. Okay, so this could be a decent lap. I think Chapelele might be behind him. That could be Ginger. Actually no, Ginger's in the pits as Callum Anderson goes purple, and that's swiftly taken away by Chapelele, who really didn't back off on his outlap, because now he could run into the back of Callum Anderson, who's the highest driver up. He's going to be the first one to set a valid lap in, unless he's actually given up on it, so that means we're going to follow along with Chapelele. He didn't want to get in Lucas's way on his lap, so he's going to finish out this one in clean air. NLR Yogurt is just up ahead, but he probably won't bother him too much. There's 44.2 through the first sector. He's gone through the second sector, my mistake everyone. He's on the soft compounder tyres, so he's looking to be aggressive in Q1, trying to get out. It's going to be a real scramble to actually get out of this session. I've never commentated over a full qualifying format, as it is Chapelele quickly setting the benchmark with a 104.2 and then a 104.7 for Khan, and a Ghost. That's a decent time from him. He's actually just 5/500ths of a second quicker than Khan, so pretty close between those two. Callum Anderson, of course, we saw him back off on his lap. He's gone a little bit slower through the first sector, but I think he is going to push on this one. I don't think he's got much time. He's not going to lose much time from that, as Sam has set a 105.9 on the mediums. Josh M97, who was a last minute entry, closes the gap up to Chapelele. He's just gone 2/10 slower than him, and Luke in the Ferrari is also putting a lap. He's gone 5th fastest, so we're starting to see the first set of laps coming out. Gavin Tetrew has put in his lap. He's done a 104.8, and then Callum Anderson has unfortunately invalidated this one again, so he might have to come out again, as Yogurt on the hard tyres in the 107 flat, so he's probably going to want to do better on that one. Of course, it's not all about setting the fastest time in this session. I think we're going to have 4 drivers out in this one, because there's only 19 of them. So we're going to have 4 drivers out of this session. The slowest 4 will be the ones eliminated, then the next 15 will go through, then the next 5 will get eliminated, and then the top 10 will duke it out for pole position, which is where we're going to see some of the fastest laps. We're going to be in the 103s for them, as Ginger has just put in a lap. He has gone 2nd fastest in his Mercedes. We'll follow along with LR Bjorn. He's actually invalidated this one. It looks like the first wave of laps seems to be coming to an end, although both McLarens, Toxic Tomato and LR Julian, they're both starting out on their laps. on their first laps of the session. Hopefully Julian won't get too close to Toxic Tomato. We'll follow along with the McLaren driver on his lap. He's coming up what this is actually considered to be a corner, that little kink in the on the straight, but he's gone purple through the first sector, has Toxic Tomato. It seems like his teammate hasn't managed to dethrone him of that, so it's looking good from the McLaren driver right now as he's now into turn number 4. Pretty late apex for that one, opening it up onto the short straight. Then it's the double left-hander. It's pretty quick through here, I'd say. You don't brake too hard or too long, and he's done a 44.6 through the second sector. I recall that being just a little bit slower than Chapelele actually, so he might not be on pole even though it says he's gone purple. We're going to find out. A little bit of a slide through the second to last corner. He's going to save. No, he's not. He's almost. He's kept that mostly out of the barriers. Julian's going to cross the line and go second fastest. So he's... Oh, that's a shame for Toxic Tomato. He looked to be pretty decent on that lap. I'm just going to quickly have a look at Chapelele's sector time. So he did 15.8 through the first sector, then a 28.7 through the second, 15.8, 15.9, and then a 15, and then a 28.6. So yeah, they were looking to have a pretty even time, about a tenth slower than Chapelele in the first sector, but then it was a tenth quicker through the second. That would have been a really close time, but unfortunately he lost it out of the final corner and spun it around. He luckily didn't get in the way of his teammate. That would have been pretty it would have gotten heated between the two teammates there. Devon now going to cross the line. What can he do? I've never really seen Devon race before. He's going to go 9th fastest with a 104.8, so about a second's gap between 9th and 10th position. Who's just finished the lap? I think that was just M&T Smash finishing a lap there. He's done a 104.7. That's a good time for a banker lap. We've got a couple more drivers on their out lap, 2 TTG drivers, both running together. This is quite nice to see actually. I don't think they're having a race because they'd really kill their tyres, but maybe Recon was just letting Nathan go through, letting him maybe, or they could actually be in a party together, maybe looking to give each other slipstream. There's yellow flags through a second sector. I can't quite think who that would be, unless I think it might be Ginger letting everyone go by. Yeah, Ginger's just letting the Red Bull and now the Ferrari go through, trying not to impede on them, because of course he wouldn't know that they'd be on a lap or not. Who can we find who's on a lap right now? We'll follow along with Callum Anderson on his soft tyres. He's had a really bad first part to qualifying. He's only got 9 minutes left, so it's still quite a lot of time. Normally that would be half the way of qualifying done, but unfortunately for my voice I'm going to be commentating for a lot longer tonight, about maybe half an hour more, so it'll be probably a 1 hour 45 minute stream I'd say. But we'll move on from that. Callum Anderson coming through the final corner right now. He's on a 113.4. That's surely going to improve, and it's only 11th fastest, 105.8. Hang on, he's gone. Oh no, yeah, no. Oh, he's lost the car just there, and he's on the grass. Could this be a session over? Well, it almost was. He managed to save his tyre from getting completely wiped off there, but he's gone around. He's lost the wing end plate. Luckily for him, in qualifying sessions you don't actually have to wait to get your wing repaired like you would in, say, career mode or in Grand Prix mode. As there is TTG Recon taking the fastest spot away from Chapelele, as I think his teammate didn't do quite as an impressive time, but I think he actually gave him slipstream, and now Recon is going to repay the favour to his teammate. So this could be a good set of laps from these two as Recon ducks to the right to get out of his teammate's way just before the braking zone. Good slipstream from him on the longest part of the track. We might as well just follow along with Nathan as he finishes his lap, coming into turn number 4, locking up pretty heavy on the inside right tyre, but he seems to have kept it all under control, shifting up the gears now, coming into the double left-handed complex. He's quite erratic on the throttle, but he seems to be okay. He's 5 seconds up on this time already. He's done a 44.7 through the second sector. That is around about Chapelele's time, so it's looking pretty decent from Nathan right now, as he's now going to come through the final corner. That could be an invalidation, but he seems to have kept it all under control. He's actually going to get a little bit of a slipstream from one of the Ferraris, as yeah, it was an invalid time, 104.41. That would have put him in 4th position, just behind Ginger and ahead of Josh. So unfortunate for him, as Bjorn is just finishing a lap. He's on the soft tyres, saying, oh, it's because I've got best on. We'll do fitted, as well, it was an invalid time from the Toro Rosso driver, so he's not gonna put a time on the board yet. 3 drivers yet to set a lap. We'll follow along with Toxic Tomato, because wow, 45, oh wait, no, okay, never mind, he's 3/10 slower than he was on his lap, but of course he's going to want to keep it out of the wall this time, coming through the final corner to cross the line. What's Toxic Tomato going to do? He's going to go 9th fastest, so that's safe, and he's inside the top 10, so he could rest on that lap, but I think he's going to want to improve it just a little bit more, maybe try not to take too much out of the tyres though. And so we'll go along with NLR Yogurt. He's 4/10 up through the first sector, which is very strong from him. Let's see how he completes this lap out. Coming down the straight, we'll get out of the cockpit right now. I'll just read out whoever's comment that is. I haven't seen it yet. But I'll do it after this lap. I'll read it out, as someone's just crossed the line. I think that was Bjorn, setting a 104.9. This is a really close grid. Just a second separates 1st from 13th. Recon being the first driver and the 13th being Bjorn, as Yogurt has backed off on this lap. So I will go into the comment section and see who has said anything. Of course, 2 of them are mine when I was alone in the stream. Mail, hello Mail. Hope you're having a good evening. Hope you're going to enjoy the race. We're just in the middle of qualifying right now, in the first portion of it. Of course, we've got Q2 and Q3 left to go. Currently on the chopping block, it's Yogurt, Nathan, Mikulitsi, and Jamie. Oh, I guess I'll have to call him Jeremy, but it is Jamie Morris, SHR Indigo. Very rapid driver. I think he might just oh, there's YouPoop joining. He was supposed to be the final driver, but of course he's missed out on qualifying, so he's going to have to wait in the wings there. So unlucky from him. Mikulitsi has just started her lap time. I know this driver well. Very kind guy. Is he going to get a slipstream off of Sam here? Yes, he is. He's gonna. I don't think Sam wanted to give him the slipstream there, but he's going to get it anyway. So he's going to come through the first sector split. It's a 15.9 through the first sector. Pretty decent from him. Opening it up onto the back straight here. It's pretty difficult traction zone. It's easy to spin the car now into the late apex right-handed corner, turn 4. I don't know all the names for them. I think this is the Rint curve. I'm just guessing. I know that the first corner is louder. I should probably get a track map up, but I won't bother right now. I'll do that whilst we're waiting for the second session to start. As Mikulitsi on a 45.1. That's gonna put him around about Toxic Tomato, Luke, and Gavin Tetru. So it's going to be safe from the chopping block from getting eliminated, but it might not be enough by the end of it, as he runs a little bit wide out the final corner. He's going to go 14th fastest. Not a good time from Mikulitsi there. Recon's going to retire. He's happy with his lap, as I think Ghost has just started another one. He said that he's going to sweat this one out. Oh, it's not him, it's Sam. Oh yeah, that would make sense. Sam's on a lap right now. Let's see what he does through the first sector. 15.9, so he's 2/10 up on his previous lap, which was on the mediums, so he is going to be quicker regardless. But can he do enough to get ahead of Callum Anderson, Mikulitsi, Bjorn, Devon, all those guys who are ahead of him, but still really on the cusp of getting eliminated? You're never really safe, obviously. Well, Devon certainly is safe for the time being. He's gone 6th fastest ahead of Khan Racer. We've not seen much of Khan since the very start, but Sam gonna cross the sector split. That's actually very good from him. 44.8 through a second sector. I'm pretty sure like the quickest guys are only a 10th or so faster. But that's really strong from him. Coming through the final 2 corners now, he runs really wide. That could actually be an invalidation for Sam, and he's backed off on that one. So that's... He still improved, but it didn't count it. So yeah, he got an invalidation. That could spell the end of his qualifying session. If he can save ERS, he might actually be going for another lap right now. He's kept it in hot lap mode, and now he's turned it off all the way down. Jamie is actually coming out for a lap. I'm just gonna call him Jamie. I can't be bothered to call him Jeremy. I see who's finishing a lap. I think Gavin might be finishing a lap right now. Then we'll go along with Ghost after he finishes that. Gavin not going to improve, but what about Ghost? He's actually just started on a new one. I don't think he improved on that lap previously. Yoga, I think, was that crossing the line. He's starting a lap. Devon is going to pull into the pit lane. That is probably the end of his qualifying unless he can get out quick enough. Who's this on a lap? It is Julian on an out lap. We're going to see the final laps starting to be set. Only one driver yet to put in a lap right now is Jeremy. But now he's starting out on his. He's actually going to get a little bit of a slipstream from Julian. We're getting to the point where you kind of have to come out now if you're in the pits, if you want to put in a lap. Jamie, yeah, he destroyed that curb there, and Khan has retired in the pit lane, I think. So that is his qualifying over. He feels that time is safe, as we've got 1 minute and 43 seconds left on the clock. Drivers still can put in laps if they're quick enough, as Ginger's also going to retire. I'm going to read out some more comments. Callum Anderson says sex with a CKS. No. We'll follow along. Well, Gavin's just gone straight off the track. He's retiring on the track. That's pretty interesting from him. I think Sam is the next one on a lap, but I don't know if he's on one. He is on one, and he's 3/10 up, so it's not quite as impressive as his time from previous, where he invalidated it, but it's still something. It's something to get him further up the grid and in a better position for the race. What's he going to do? Can he get out of the drop zone? No, he can't. It's a 105 flat, as there's Toxic Tomato going quickest. He's set a 104 flat. So yeah, first through 17th separated by a second. Smash gonna retire. He's in 10th. That could be dangerous from him. Gavin and Yogurt could be out here. Mikulitsi has just started a lap. Callum Anderson, where's he? He's also just started a lap. Those two are ones to look out for. Bjorn trying to improve on his lap, trying to stay away from the drop zone. He could be safe on that lap, but probably not. Luke and Chapelele. Oh gosh, I've accidentally just gone into someone's profile. I went into Ginger's profile. Cheers for qualifying. Chapelele, don't know what he's doing. I think he's retiring. I have no clue what Chapelele did. I don't think he wanted to start a new lap whilst the session was right about to end. He might have missed the pit lane. Julian's not pushing, so his qualifying is over with his lap of 104.4. Bjorn is slower on his lap right now, but he's not the next one to cross the line. It's going to be Mikulitsi. Actually, it's going to be Callum Anderson. What am I talking about? Mikulitsi. Well, we won't go on board with Jamie. Oh, we will. Jamie's going to cross the line. He doesn't put in a valid lap. Callum Anderson is out of the session, but Mikulitsi knocks down Yogurt, and I think Yogurt's out. I think it's the only one. Sam cannot improve, so that could... I think that's it. So those are your 4 drivers out of the session, unless it's going to put 5 out and then run 14 and then run 9 for the final session. But I think the game, I don't know, I've never done this, so we'll run through the Q1 results. I'm kind of waffling on right now, try not to use up my voice too much, but I, you know, as a solo commentator, it's pretty difficult to do so. So Mikulitz is in game chat. So the qualifying results from Q1 is Toxic Tomato, then it is Recon in second, third is Chapelele, fourth is Ginger, fifth is Luke. The FRL boys turning up there. Josh in 6th, 7th is Julian, 8th Mikulitsi, 9th goes to Devon, Khan takes 10th, Smash in 11th, 12th for Nathan, Ghost in 13th, 14th for Bjorn, and yeah, they've taken out 5, so we're gonna run with that's quite strange actually. Gavin is out, Yogurt's out, Sam's out, Callum's out, and Jamie is the one with the wooden spoon. Of course, You Poop is going to be starting last. 2-2 wings is a joke. Well, don't run it then. Apologies about that. That's my Twitter going off. As yeah, only 14 in this session. That's crazy. So we're probably going to run with 9 in Q3 as we get underway with a 15-minute session to determine who gets into qualifying 3 and who gets to fight for pole. And crucially, whatever tyre that you set your best time in on in Q2, that is the tyre that you start the race on. So you can go on the softs and then run well, you can, I think it's a one stop no matter what. It's just soft to mediums throughout the entire race. This isn't a bad tyre wear track. The two McLarens seem to be the first out here. As you can see, everyone beginning to put on the medium tyres. This is where you want to think about race strategy. Q1 is just about putting in a fast time and getting out of the session, and then Q2 is when you want to start thinking about what tyre you want to start on and how you want to go about your strategy. You really have to take care of your tyres in this session because it can spell the worst from you. Jeremy leaves the session. I don't know why he's done that, because he's still got the race. He's not out of the race, which is pretty strange to see. Only 14 runners, of course. The previous 5 who didn't put in a good lap out of the session. We'll go along with Julian and his lap because he's actually the leading McLaren. I thought it was Toxic Tomato, but of course I was wrong. So we'll go along with Julian as he starts lap. Toxic Tomato is going to back off to make sure he doesn't go right into the back of Julian on his lap. He's going to round the final corner, almost lose it, a bit like how his teammate did previously as he starts on this lap. He's got a Ferrari just ahead of him. That could give him a little bit of slipstream. Smash actually doesn't, so could give it to Toxic Tomato though. As Jamie's coming on his Indigo account. Okay, so he's not on the Jeremy account, he's on the Indigo account, as I didn't quite see what time Julian did on through the first sector, but I guess we'll find out from his second sector time what it is he's doing. He's still pushing late apex into turn number 4, as I've said multiple times throughout this qualifying session already, but there's not much really to talk about it. Now into the two left-handers. High gearing on this one. You really can go down into 4th and then shift it up into 5th, getting a little bit extra traction, and that was a 45.2 through the second sector, so he might not be as quick as some of the laps were in Q1. But of course, being on the medium tyres is pretty impressive. He's going to cross the line now. What's he going to set? He's going to set a 105.2. That's actually not that. Considering his teammate is 3/10 faster. Now the coughing comes out and I have to take a sip of water. I've been talking non-stop already. Well, Khan has opted for the soft tyres. And he's done a 105.4, so he must have made a mistake on that lap. Chapelele sets the fastest time right now on the medium tyres. He's done a 104.8, so he's just a little bit quicker than Toxic Tomato. Josh M 97 has gone into P3, considering it was all last minute for him, and he just asked in a Discord server, can I join? About 5 minutes before the race started. Oh, there's Smash going off the track there. He's actually invalidated on his time, so he's not pushing right now. So we'll follow along with someone who is. We'll follow along with Ginger. He had a pretty decent time in the first session. As there's yellow flags in the final sector. I don't quite know who that's for. There's two drivers really close together, but I didn't see Ginger's time there because I was looking at something else. So we'll see him through the final corner. He's got Smash just up ahead of him, I think that is. Yeah, it is. Oh no, it's Luke. Luke is going to finish a lap first, but we'll stay along with Ginger because Ginger goes quickest on the soft tyres, so most likely he's going to get in on that time. into Q3, and he's gonna have to start on those softs, as we've got 10 minutes to go in the session. We've had 5 minutes already. It's a shortened session for Q2, and then of course Q3 is 12 minutes long from what I remember. I think it is. Someone who's putting on a lap right now is Smash. The lone Red Bull's also starting a lap. We'll follow along with Smash right now. He's not set the world alight with his second sector there, but you know what, it's going to be decent. I could maybe see him round about where Julian is, probably behind him. He's actually invalidated through the final corner. He's going to back off, so we're not going to see what time he would have put in. I think the only drivers on our lap right now is Devon, unless no, yeah, because there's only a couple cars out on track. The two Haas going to do what they did in Q1, which saw them both into the next session with pretty strong times. I think Recon actually went quickest. I'm not sure where Nathan went again. I think he was 12th, maybe. So we got him by the skin of his teeth, but you know, it doesn't matter where you are. You could be first or 14th. You're still into Q3. Jamie wants an invite to the party, right? I didn't actually know that I was going to be doing commentary with him, but okay. I'll invite him in. Takes a little bit of the weight off my shoulders having a co-commentator, because if I go into a coughing fit like I almost did, it would spell for bad things, as we didn't quite see Devon's lap there, but he managed to put a 105.2, so yeah, he was around about where I said he would be. I don't know, that was what Smash was, but I guess they were pretty similar, as Recon has received the slipstream from Nathan. Hello, Jamie. I think your mic might be on mute. Oh, okay. Jamie's just turning on his voice to everyone, but he's going to be talking very soon. I'll let him take it away.
Back. Yeah,
hello.
Voices allows me shit now.
Welcome in to the commentary box. You're supposed to be racing, but what happened?
I just could be asked racing because I was just not in the mood to race, and I just wanted to watch these people race instead of racing myself. There's a lot of fast races here, so I thought I put the stress on myself and I could just watch these guys race. Well, and I don't really like this track anyways. I keep invalidated in the first corner. I keep half spinning with no ABS around turn 6 and turn 9. So yeah, I just rather stay in the commentary box where it's safe and I don't get anyone angry at me in the race.
Well, that's fair enough. Right now we're in qualifying 2. Of course, I'm just on board with Nathan on his lap because he's received a pretty big slipstream from his Haas teammate Recon, so he could be on for a good one. I think Recon invalidated his lap. I didn't see it because I was inviting you in, but we might as well follow along with the Haas driver as he finishes this lap.
Yeah, so with Q2, so it's different qualifying format this time. Full qualifying Q1, people will go on the softs. Q2, depending on what track it is, people will most likely go on the medium tyres, then run the medium tyres in the race wherever they started. But disadvantage of that is where people need a good Q3, because if they're going to qualify in Q2 on mediums, then in Q3 they best hope they qualify high, because they've got soft runners around them, then they're going to be a bit slow. But it is Austria and DRS trains are very likely to happen around here, so yeah, so it's not much of a big deal. But if there's other tracks, like for instance Australia, China, or anywhere like that, then you need to be quite high if you're going to start qualifying on medium tyres.
Absolutely, we've just watched Mikulitsi go second fastest. I don't quite remember where he finished in Q1 already, but he's gone P2, so it's, oh, he's in 14th, so he was right on the bubble, wasn't he?
Yep. Could have knocked him out if I wanted to, but I messed up. No, I'm only kidding. Yeah, I'm gonna go somewhere. I'll be back soon, Daniel.
Alright. So, James is going to be joining us throughout the race. Of course, he's just said He'll be back in a bit. We'll follow along with MNT Smash on his lap right now. He's not putting a lap as of yet. He finished 10th or 11th in Q1, so he was pretty close to being eliminated. I think the top 9 is going through, which is odd to me, but so he wouldn't be in with that time that he set previously. He's on the medium tyres right now, so is most drivers. They're all going to start on the mediums if they can, and Smash goes slowest of the bunch. Meanwhile, Julian goes into P2. They're closing in on Ginger's time. The top 6 all on the softs, and Toxic Tomato is the quickest of the medium runners. Mikulitsi gonna retire from the session as Luke has just put in a 104.4. He goes third fastest, beating out the Finnish driver. As we've got 4.5 minutes left to go in the session. Recon just coming out of the pits right now. Unfortunately, he invalidated on his lap when he was when he got the slipstream from Nathan. I think Nathan's coming out right now as well, so they could maybe try and make the slipstream work again, but don't know if it is possible with the amount of time that they have left. They're really committing to 1 or 2 runs. It's a pretty short circuit, of course. You can see by the times it's actually the shortest in terms of lap count. I think the shortest is Monaco, but of course it's such a tight circuit that the times are a lot quicker, but then there's so many more laps, and it's quite annoying how I think they do it on race distance, so they kind of average it all out, but they don't really consider lap times. So realistically, if Monaco is 78 laps, Austria should be about 85, but instead it's about 72, so I'm not complaining. Recon starting his lap. He's got a Mercedes coming out of the pits. Hopefully he won't bother him. That's Chapelele coming out of the pits. Driver who was in 3rd position, and Recon already has invalidated on this lap, so he might wait up and maybe try and get a slipstream from Nathan, who's currently starting a lap right now. He's actually just crossed the line to begin his lap. He's on a 105.1. This is not enough to get into Q3, so he's gonna have to push, and he's already backed off on this lap. I don't quite know what that's for, but both Haas drivers giving up on their laps early on. Meanwhile, other drivers on an out lap. We'll follow along with Khan for a bit because we've not really seen much of him so far. Talented driver. I've commentated over him before in FRL, which is where a lot of these drivers are actually from. Of course, FRL has now become an esports team, and we're seeing some of those guys in the session here today, most notably FRL Ginger and FRL Luke. But they've got other really quick drivers too, and I'm friends with a lot of them. As Khan begins his lap, he's going to cross the line to start on his second run of the qualifying session. He's on fresh tyres, on fresh softs. He's the slowest out of the soft runners who have all put in. Well, if we go into best, you'll see Chapelele's actually gone quicker on the medium tyres than Khan went on the softs. But what I think Chapelele's doing is he's going to wait. He's probably going to try and be the last person to set a lap. He's put his lap in on the mediums, and if he sees, oh, Josh, wow, on the soft tyres, Josh goes into the 103s. That is the first 103 time that we've seen this session. That surely puts him in the ringleader's seat to go through. That's 100% into the next session. No one's going to beat that, I think. Yeah, Chapelele is definitely doing that. He's waiting to see if he's the last person to cross the line, and if he's in the top 10 when he's the last person to start a lap, he's not gonna put it in. But if he is, he's gonna try and get into Q3. Is actually, as I said, no one's beating that time. Recon goes into the 103s as well. He's exactly 700 quicker than Josh there. Wow, so 2 drivers in the 103s there, as Khan, so that's a 104.3 to the T. Actually, he already did that. Who's putting a lot? Oh, it was Ghost, wasn't it? Yeah, Ghosts. We've not seen too much of Ghosts. Very, very nice lad. He's in the 104.3s right now. That could see him through to the next session. Chapelele's definitely going to have to push because Toxic Tomato also is on a lap. Well, he's starting a lap. Nathan's on a lap. Devon's on a lap. These guys are all on a lap, and they're going to improve because there's more rubber down on the track now. Smash is actually finishing his lap, and Smash... Oh, he's actually... Okay, no, he's starting it, so he must have messed up somewhere in that. No matter for him, he's going to continue on as we've got some drivers coming to the pits, and Smash just puts it into the barrier. That's his qualifying certainly over. He's going to start from 14th position here today as Chapelele also going to retire. Don't quite see the benefit in doing that. I think he's already out actually. So going from 3rd position to now being out of the session. It's a fall from grace for Chapelele. Can Nathan take out Michelizzi? No, he can't. Nathan's going to start outside the top 10. What about Devon? Devon's going to go 3rd fastest, bumping Miku down. What about Toxic Tomato? He's going to be the last person to finish the lap. He's currently sitting in 13th position. He's done a 44.3 through the 2nd sector, which is a pretty quick time. He's actually 6/10 up through the 2nd sector there, coming through the fast double right-hander. You're going through 6th gear and then down into 4th short, putting it up the gears now. He's going to cross the line, and that is a 103.9. Good time from him, and that is the end of Q2. I'm actually just going to have to go away for a bit after I finish reading out all of the Q2 times. So Recon goes quickest for the 2nd session in a row. Then it is Toxic Tomato in 2nd position. Josh goes 3rd, 4th for Devon, 5th for Ginger, then 6th for Julian, 7th for Khan, 8th for Ghosts, 9th for Luke, and just getting to Q3 is Bjorn, the 4 oh, okay, so it's actually top 10. Michelizzi, Nathan, and Chapelele and MNT Smash all out in Q2. They're going to start on fresh tyres and be they could have an advantage over drivers who finished qualifying in 10th, 8th and 9th, as I'll be back in just one moment.
I'm back. You there, Daniel? I don't know if Daniel's like that or whatever he's doing, but we're in Q3, if you can still hear me. If I'm on the stream or not. I don't know if he's like disappeared somewhere. I just came back myself. So on Q3 then I'm surprised that I've not seen some of the people I thought I would see in Q3. Probably stayed on the medium tyres, whereas the rest chose to go on the sauce, probably towards later qualifying. Oh, he's there. Hello.
Hello. Just had to step away for a moment.
It's okay. How's your coughs?
Pardon?
How's your coughs?
Oh yeah, my coughs are alright. I didn't actually cough at all through Q2, from what I remember. So well done me. Unless some smarty pants in chat wants to point me out and say, actually, at this exact moment you coughed.
Where is Chapelele then? I thought he'd be a Q3.
No, he got eliminated. I think he qualified in 11th or... Yeah, I think it was 11th or 12th for him. Or 13th. He probably did, to be honest.
Oh. Nova. Hello Nova in the comments. So don't you read the comment section then, Daniel, sometimes?
I do, yeah. I was reading it out earlier.
I came a bit late. Who are you on board with? Because I'm on board with Julian as he comes around the final corner. Who are you on board with?
I'm also on board with Julian. He's starting his lap. He's going to be the first one out. We're not going to see a single set of mediums this session. Everyone's going to go for broke and set the fastest lap to compete for pole position. It's such a close grid, isn't this? They're all in the fight for pole position, as Julian is going to set the benchmark through the first sector with a 15.9. Pretty decent from him.
A little bit oversteered the exit at turn 3 though, Daniel, but I like this full qualifying because it gives the drivers an opportunity to actually set some decent lap times without saying being worried about what tyres they started on, because that's Q2. They have to be on the mediums in short qualifying, if you know what I mean, in top 10.
Absolutely. In a short qualifying session, we might see drivers hold back to save their tyres so they don't mess them up for the start of the race. As Julian ran a little bit wide, almost touching the grass, but he seems to have kept it under control. He's going to finish out this lap just right in the curves there. He was pretty much on the boundary of being inside the track limits. He's going to cross the line and do a 104.4 to set the benchmark. I think Ginger's the next one to cross the line. He is not he is going to put in a valid lap. 104.0. Of course, we saw, I think, 2 or 3 drivers go into the 103s at the end of Q2. So
Toxic Tomato is the next one.
Oh, Toxic Tomato's really going to impress, isn't he? Oh, it's actually Josh.
He is.
Oh no, Josh going to come to the pits. It's Bjorn. He's invalidated. We'll just go on board with Toxic Tomato then. He's also invalidated. Everyone's invalidating.
It's just the pressure getting up towards him. This is not a league race, it's just a invitational event, isn't it? Just a fun race.
It's a fun social event.
But the thing is that people take it too seriously. Like me, people take it seriously when it comes to like stuff like this. No matter what it is, we always take it seriously, especially fan lockers as well. So they say it's a fun race, but reality-wise, people just take it seriously because they want to be on top.
Absolutely right. As Luke becomes the third driver to put in a lap, 104.7, he's going to have to find some time, some more time. He's 7/10 off of Ginger already, so he's going to want to improve on that. As Recon, he doesn't have the luxury of his teammate being in Q3s, but they've been slipstreaming off of each other and he invalidates through the first corner, and that's the end of his lap. So I think Bjorn is next across the line. Yeah, it is.
We've got Ghost behind him too. If it's a Toro Rosso, yeah, he is a Toro Rosso. We've got Ghost behind him. Come towards the line, and he goes up into third place at a Bjorn.
It's a decent time from Ghost there. 5/10 off of Ginger right now. He seems to be in a league of his own, isn't he? The 3 LR drivers of Julian, Ghost and Bjorn.
Devin's up into second place at 104.1. It's a Dutch 1-2-3.
Absolutely breaking the trend. It could have been a Dutch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but Ghost had to put in a lap, didn't he? So unfortunately, it's just a 1, 2, 3. It's Khan pulls into the pit lane. I think it is Recon. He's invalidated. Well. Stop invalidating.
Yeah, it's very easy to invalidate, especially at turn 1, then turn 9, turn 10. So it's just so easy to invalidate around this track, especially for that 1 lap pace we're going for. This corner here, if you bounce off the curb and off into the side as you go, and I think Recon's on a lap, he is on a lap as he heads towards turn 1 then. Nicely done from him. He climbs up the hill towards turn 2 as they call it. Did you class this as a turn 2?
Well, I just go off what the track map says, but yeah, I guess it has to be considered turn 2 as Recon completes the first sector. He's gone purple. This could be better than Ginger, but of course sometimes the game is known to glitch and say that you're purple in a sector when you're not, but hopefully he doesn't let that get the better of him and make him lose focus as he's coming in to the double left-hander right now. Pretty easy corner to invalidate on exit. He seems to have kept it nice and tight there, and he's gone for a 44.4 through the second sector, so this could be a decent time from Recon. Maybe could see him ahead of Ginger and beating him out even without the slipstream. Oh, he made a pretty big error there.
Considering he's done like 2, he's got a pole.
Jeez, that's a really good time considering that big mistake that must have lost him about 1.5 tenths. As the next driver is going to be Josh. They both set pretty similar middle sectors. So can Josh dethrone Recon? No.
Oh, it's a decent time though. But look at Recon. He's done 2 laps on those set us off, so he must have validated the first one.
Yeah, he did.
We've got Ginger as well. If you want to go on board with him, he's on the lap. He's coming towards the end of the second set to turn 6 and now through turn 7. 1/10 up, but where is he? This could be at a 3.9. He could find more pace through the third sector, and currently in a 4.0, so he can get ahead of Josh. Might have to find a bit more time through the last sector, and he's invalidated it. He's in the pits he goes.
Well, he was on for a decent time, but he's probably gonna if he put in the time there, he might not have been able to get into the pits on time and then go for another out lap and then put in another lap. So really, he's thinking pretty smart right now, and just not going to take any risks.
Also,
as
we've got Toxic Tomato on his lap. It did a 44.6. That's a decent middle sector, I think, from what I've seen so far. Oh, he's validated again, so he's in the pits, exactly same place as Ginger.
Yeah, well, drivers are thinking about their final laps and not really about their mid-quali session. We've got just about 4 minutes left in this session, so it's the end of qualifying coming up very soon. I think Luke, the only driver out on track, has just started on a lap, so he's going to climb up the hill, coming through turn 2 just about now. It really isn't a turn, but I guess we have to consider it. He's just under a tenth up, so really not what he wants to be. He's not going to fight pole if he doesn't find some major time through the second and third sector, but he's coming up the back straight right now, coming into turn number 4. It's a late apex, going into second gear. If you go into first, you're probably going to lose the back end and then spin out, but he's kept it all neat and tidy through this lap so far. We'll see what he does through the second sector, and it's going to be a 44.6. That's actually pretty decent from him. He's 2 tenths up. He might have lost all of his time in the third sector then.
Made a little bit of a steering adjustment as he entered turn 8. Wasn't really confident going through there. Look at that.
Well, sliding through the second to last corner, he's going to cross the line and he's going to go 5th fastest. Now he's going to have to try and get back to the pits and then start on a new lap. Khan Racer is going to be the next person to start a lap, as Ginger's also out on track.
Oh, we almost hit him. Bjorn others hit the Ginger. Well, they're both on the outlaws. They're both playing around with each other, the two Dutchmen.
Well, I'm pretty sure these guys are good friends. They're just having a little bit of a qualifying banter. They're really going at it, aren't they? Trying to let each other through.
He's just gone off the track. Both off the track.
A little bit of fun, that's what we like to have here.
Yeah, it is a social race, and they're all clean drivers. They're not taking each other out, just having a bit of fun. For those who are just watching. Is anyone in their laps?
Yes, Khan is.
Yep, Khan.
Khan currently on a lap. He's not putting a lap time. One of 2 drivers to not set a time. The other is Toxic Tomato, who I believe is just coming out of the pits right now. 2 McLarens right next to each other as now Khan goes through the second sector split. He's done a 44.7, which is not too quick, but it's a decent enough time. Could see him maybe challenging for about P6, I'd say, as he's going to come through the final corner right now, up towards the line. And what's it going to be? It's going to be 6th place. I was right.
Bjorn's on his lap. They've got Ginger on his lap. If he's ahead of, no, he's validated it. So he's got one last chance to do something about it. Otherwise, he will not improve. He will just fall down off the second row. And I said Bjorn was on his lap. I'm gonna keep an eye on him. Coming to turn 6.
Yep, of course. We'll keep on board with the Dutchman. He's done a 44.6 through the first sector. He's just under 2 tenths up on his time. He's going to pick up a little bit of slipstream from Toxic Tomato. That was cheeky from him there. Through the final 2 corners, a little bit wayward on the curb there. That could have been invalidation, but he seemed to have gotten away with it. He's actually gone really wide out the final corner there, and he does improve, and he goes 5th fastest, bumping Luke down into 6th. As
there's Luke, he slides, he spun, Luke has spun, he spun to the penultimate corner, and he's facing the wrong way round, and Josh just narrowly avoided him.
Well, luckily for Josh, he was on an outlap. I don't think he would have been too happy, and now he's retiring on track. That could be considered pretty naughty. Is actually, oh no, his AI's come back onto the circuit, and he's hit Recon off.
Recon. That is quite dangerous if you retire on track, because your AI does stupid things and doesn't know what he's doing. So Recon, he best hope that Josh does not improve.
Jesus, man, that was that's so unlucky for Recon. If I'll tell you what, if this was a league race, Luke would be in serious trouble.
They'll know next time not to do it as Recon retires from the session, so I feel sorry for him. And we've got Josh on his lap. He's a 10th up, so this could be very close.
2nd fastest. Sorry to butt in there. Just wanted to get Toxic Tomato's lap in, but
Look at the gap.
he wasn't quickest.
Look at the gap, Daniel.
Yeah, 1/100th of a second. Ginger goes third fastest. Then it's Josh.
He could do it. He could do it. He could
yeah, I
do
think
it.
he's gonna do it. Yes, it is.
Yes, he does it. 3,000s.
Wow. Look at how close the top three are. They're separated by 13 thousandths of a second. That is a crazy margin, isn't it?
He's validated it. He's just validated it. What could it have been? A 4.1. It will put him up into 5th place, I think, with head of Devon.
Well, that marks the end of qualifying. Bjorn has to retire in the pits. Other than that, everyone else is finished with qualifying, so that means Josh M97, a last minute applicant into this social race, about 5 minutes before we actually started the lobby. He just asked Julian in a Discord server saying, can I race? And then Julian said yeah. He's taken pole by 3 thousandths of a second on Recon, who got taken out by Luke. Is there some collusion between Josh and Luke there?
That is just the AI's cars, mate. It's just the AI cars.
Yeah. So, that is the end of qualifying, and we're going to get underway for the race very soon. It's Josh M97 on pole position with a 103.8. Then it is Recon in second position after he got taken out 3 thousandths back from him. Then it's Toxic Tomato in third. Ginger is in fourth. Fifth goes to Devon. Look at that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All Dutch drivers. Julian and Bjorn take up 6th and 7th. 8th for Luke. 9th for Khan. And then rounding out the top 10 is going to be LR Ghost. So he's going to be pretty vulnerable to the drivers starting outside the top 10 after you consider how strong they really are. I think it's Chapelele is one of them. He probably bottled his qualifying because that's what Chapelele does.
Oh, so what's your what's your predictions for the race then?
I'm going to say that Callum Anderson wins.
Oh, very decent.
Yeah, no, I'm only joking. Callum wouldn't win. I'm going to say Ginger wins the race. Then I'll go with Julian in second. And I'll throw in a wild card. We'll go with Ghost in third.
Yoop in the session there. He'll be starting down in last place. Who else is on course for a good position? Mick Ulitzi, but he's dropped off the pace. I don't know if he's on controller or not. I say Ghost. Ghost has got some decent pace on him. Nathan, I don't know about. I've not seen him much. Toxic Tomato, Ginger, Chapelele, Smash, Bjorn, Devon, and Julian. They've got some potential in this race. Yogurt, yes, he's there sometimes. Just like me, I'm there, then I'm not. Gavin Tetter, a very interesting one. He's learning no assist. The Birdman, learning no assist. And he got knocked out of Q1, he says.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hope he started down in whatever position he's in, outside the top 15. Callum Madison too. I don't know what we're waiting for. So,
we're waiting for a couple drivers.
Do you think we'll have a full qualifying and league racing, because full qualifying is actually quite good, more realistic as well?
Well, maybe some leagues could try it out. I don't remember any leagues on F1 2019 on PlayStation that use it. Because Luke's left the session, that could mess everything up, and that could also give an advantage to the top 10 because they're gonna start on those tyres. And now Julian's left the session. We're gonna have a lobby restart. As drivers, yeah, I've received no word of it, but everyone is leaving the session, so that must mean that we're restarting the lobby. If anyone who's in the race in the chat can give us a little guidance on why. Okay, we got some drivers in the. Oh my word, we've got Recon in the third sector.
In the pits.
Julian's been disqualified. I'm so confused.
Julian's been disqualified. Nate Smash has got a 5-second time penalty. This is the formation lap.
I have no clue what's going on right now, but it's clear to see.
We've got some drivers on their way to the grid. Oh, we just smashed Sam out the way. Oh,
we've got SHR Jeremy in 19th position. He's in the pit lane. I don't quite know How that's possible, considering you're in the commentary box.
Indigo. I'm Indigo.
You're Jeremy.
I'm in the Indigo account too.
Yeah.
I'm on the Indigo account right now.
I know you're on the Indigo account, because you messaged
No
me.
Yeah, no Kinder Coke.
I'm just gonna ask Julian why we're restarting, but it's obvious that we're restarting, and once we get an invite to the new session, we'll start up the race. But just quickly, I'm gonna ask him in the Discord. Right, I've asked him in a Discord server why we're restarting. We're gonna see some drivers actually take the start then. As, oh my word, there's been a crash between... I have no clue what's happening right now.
I really hope none of this happens in the 2020 game. It should be awesome.
Right, we've got one... What's happened now? Sam is the only driver taking the start.
Right, Sam, away we go. Sam leads the race. He's the only driver on the track.
And now I've been disconnected. F1 2019, everyone. Good riddance to this game. Of course, this is sort of a farewell race to the game, as the new one comes out in about a week's time, actually, or maybe a little bit longer. About 11 days, I think it's coming out. Julian's saying new lobby. Oh, the lobby froze. That's unfortunate.
I bet Julian must be mad.
Right, whilst we're waiting for a new invite, I'm just going to go into a Grand Prix. I did this before when I was waiting for a league.
I'm in a session. I'm in a session.
I haven't got an invite. Oh, never mind, I have. Okay. Oh, I was excited to do a Grand Prix mode. Oh well. Right. Make sure you go in spectator mode, unless you want to race.
Oh, no. These guys are way too quick for me. Do you know what? It would have been a good race in the midfield. I think I should actually race, but it's too late now.
You can still go in and start at the back.
Yeah. Let's.
Alright, but I'm gonna have to do commentary by myself.
I'll tell you what's going on in the field then, but we race it, yeah?
I don't know if that's the best way of doing it.
Yeah, there's more inside information. I can tell you what the tyres are on and all that. It's be all good. Someone's done it before in another league and it actually worked out quite well.
What, just having a driver in the commentary box?
Yeah. So we'll try that. If it doesn't go well, then we'll never do it again.
I see. I might put you off and then give you an advantage, though.
It's not a serious
I give
race,
you
is
an
it?
advantage, though, if you think about it. Because if I'm saying like, oh, someone's got wing damage, you'll know.
I know anyways because they're going slow.
I can't allow it. Well, you might know, but like they've come into the pits already.
It's not a league, is it? It's just a fun race.
It's a fun race, but I don't know.
Just be fun.
As long as you're not swearing,
I would swear.
and then you're not talking out of turn, you have to be deadly quiet.
When you've done, I'll tell you what's going. When you've done talking, I'll come in and I'll tell you what's going on.
I don't know. I think I'll just ask you stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Sorted. Let's go.
we've got Julian sorting out the grid right now, so we've not got much to talk about it. As someone's not in their seat yet. That is Bjorn, or Bjorn's changed to a Williams. I think some drivers are changing around their seats for some reason. Bjorn was in the Toro Rosso. Who's in the Toro Rosso now? Oh, we've only got 19 drivers in. Who's not in then?
In fact, I'm gonna head off into the deploy. Good luck commentating. I'll see you later.
Alright, see you around, Jamie.
Yeah, you too.
And so, we've been left alone. It makes me sad. Everyone's readying and unreadying, and I don't like it, because Julian's just trying to sort out the grid, and these guys are making fun of the sooner rather than later. Soon, someone's gonna ready up, and then everyone's gonna unready up, but they're not going to unready up in time, and then we're going to start the race, and that's not what we want to happen. That's not what we want to happen. PSGL's just started. I'm going to see what's going on in there. I don't mind, it's not on. Or at least I haven't got the notification for it. Yeah, no, PSGL's not started yet. Come on, boys, if we're quick enough, I can watch PSGL. Because I want to support VRT, the best team in town. There's not much really to talk about. So I'll do what I always do when I'm stuck for words and I can't commentate over anything. Austria track. Let's go for Austria track stats or facts. We'll go for facts because then we'll get some fun facts. Right, Austrian Grand Prix fast facts. Right, the Austrian Grand Prix debuted in 1963 at the Zeltweg airfield, but didn't achieve championship status until the following year. Lorenzo Badini won in 1964 for Ferrari, but the limitations of a temporary track build on the aircraft runway were soon evident. The Austrian Grand Prix disappeared from the calendar until a more permanent circuit could be constructed. Then, of course, the Ostseering circuit was made, which I think is not the same track. I don't know. Not gonna bother because everyone is still readying and unreadying up, and it's really annoying me. Max Verstappen has won the last two Austrian Grand Prix for Red Bull in front of a large crowd of travelling supporters from the Netherlands. Max Verstappen actually considers him to have two races at scene, two home races, but of course he can't do that anymore because he's got Zandvoort. But everyone says that either Belgium or Austria is Max Verstappen's home race because there's so many of the Orange Army and they pretty much fill up their own stands. As I'm really lost for what's happening. Like, some drivers are readying and unreadying up. We've got Ghost, Toxic Tomato, Gavin, Sam and Chapelele all spamming out because Bjorn is still, no, not Bjorn, Julian's still probably trying to fix it up. We've got light cloud weather, so that was obviously going to be the weather. I don't think it was on wet. Vehicle damage is on reduced. Strict corner cutting. Ghosting is off. Interesting. So that means if there's a lap to cut, and this is really annoying me. I want to message them telling them to ready up. So annoying. Oh, PSGL's now started. I'll miss the start of the race, but I'll probably get in for the end. Who are we running? Jordan and Surface. Alright, I think we're going now. We're going to get the race underway very shortly. We've got Julian starting it all up. He's now readied up, but these guys are still trying to make their own fun. Gavin's actually readied up, but Sam... Come on. Are you taking the mic? Why... Alright. Well, we're going to get underway very soon. Ghost... Oh my word, these guys are just not funny, are they? I'm very annoyed. Because they're just delaying my commentary. So... I've just got... It's going to get more and more awkward. Can you stop doing it? Please. Oh, they're all readying up. Finally, we're going to get underway. Get in there. Farewell F1 2019. For a lot of these guys, it is going to be their last proper 50% race. And some would say good riddance, because a lot of people hate this track. Not track, but hate this game. Maybe next game the wheel will actually be pretty decent against the pad. And there's going to be no first gear for extra rotation, which I quite like because it's not going to be as OP as it is. Luckily. We're going to have a new game and we're going to have new fun on it. And it's going to be a whole... It's going to be a blast. As we await to load in, and drivers are going to begin to start their outlap. Right, 5 seconds left to go until we begin the race. We got new drivers in. Well, only one new driver, Yoop, who's going to start dead last, I believe. Yep. So let's just have a reminder of the entire rundown of qualifying. It's Josh starting on pole position, Recon takes second, then it is Toxic Tomato in third. Fourth goes to Ginger, fifth taken up by Devon. The lobby host, Julian, is in sixth. Bjorn is in seventh. I don't quite know what he's doing. He's just running through the grass. Luke is in eighth. Khan is in ninth. Rounding out the top 10 is Ghosts, and the advantage of starting outside the top 10 now has been taken away from Miku and Nathan and Chapelele and all those guys starting outside the top 10, because they're, unfortunately for them, they're gonna have they would have started on fresher tyres, and they could maybe jump Ghosts and Khan and all those guys starting in the lower end of the top 10, since they'd be on older tyres. But now that advantage is gone for them, and they're going to have to be on the same tyres, but everyone else gets free choice of tyres if you're outside the top 10. I think the top 10 has to start on softs, or whatever they qualified into Q3 on, which was the softs in everyone's case. We'll move on. Nathan is in 12th, 13th for Chapelele Smash, takes up 14th, 15th for Gavin, 16th goes to Yogurt, then 17th is Sam, 18th is Callum Anderson, 19th is Indigo, who was Jeremy, but now he's logged in to his, I guess, his commentary account. He was in the party but not anymore. And then Youpoop, or Youpoop, it's Youpoop. Youpoop is going to start in dead last as we get underway very shortly. We await for the final drivers on the grid to pull into their grid spot, and we will start the race very, very shortly. Right, so here we go. We are preparing. 5 red lights, and Julian's got a drive-through penalty for jumping the start. Here we are lights out, and away we go. It looks like a good start from Recon, but Josh is still going to be able to cover him up. Coming down into turn number 1, you can see the McLaren of Toxic Tomato trying to get involved. He's actually going to go around the outside of Recon coming out of turn number 1. They're going to go side by side up the hill. Ginger's looking on just behind. They could maybe try and make it 3 wide. Coming to turn number 3, Josh is leading by himself, as now Recon's going to try and look up the inside. They're 3 wide for the lead. This could end badly, as actually they've all made it work, as Josh has dropped 2 positions already. Recon's found himself moving up into first position. Toxic Tomato takes up second, now going around the outside of Recon goes Toxic Tomato, taking the lead of the Grand Prix. It is Recon following from Josh, then it is Ginger in 4th, 5th for Julian, he jumped the start, 6th for Devon, 7th for Luke, and actually Luke's trying to look up the inside. They make a little bit of contact there, might have been a bit of desync there, as Khan finds a way past Bjorn, who's had a pretty good start moving up positions. Meanwhile Ghosts finds himself going up the inside of him, maybe trying to look up the inside of Khan. I think Mikulitzi's gone around, as yep, the stricken Toro Rosso up to off the sides He seems to be able to keep going. Doesn't look like he's got any damage on that Toro Rosso. Khan has lost out to Bjorn now as we complete the first lap. Moving on to lap number 2. Toxic Tomato leads from Recon as Josh really got the worst start out the top 3. He's dropped down into 3rd position. Smash and Nathan battling it out. Nathan goes up the inside. He actually finds a way past Khan as well. Oh, little bit of contact. Khan moves over to the side and almost chops off Nathan there. Smash finds a way back through. Upoop, who's had a really good getaway, he finds himself up 7 positions. Chapelele, who's had a poor start, battling with Sam right now, seems to have come off pretty badly. Out of the corner there is Sam. Jamie's maybe going to try up the inside. Indigo moves past Sam T. Callum Anderson watching on in the background in 19th position as now he's actually taken a penalty already. It's only lap number 2. I think someone else also got a penalty earlier on as we'll follow along with Devon and Julian. Oh no, it's Julian serving his drive-through penalty for jumping the start. He made a pretty big blunder there. He's going to be way back in the pack now as Khan and Smash fighting it out. Smash finds his way through Khan. Oh, as he gets a really bad exit. He must have run really wide or really deep into the corners. Now Khan gets back through, but now tucking into the slipstream of the British driver. Smash is going to go up the inside, coming to turn number 3. Khan holding around the outside. That is a mouthful to say. Doesn't look like it. Smash makes up the position. He's now out of the slipstream. They're 3 wide up ahead for 6th position, I think this is, as Ghosts. He's had a really good getaway, isn't he? He's up 4 positions from starting in 10th as now Luke goes up the inside of him. So now up 3 positions is the Renault driver, still hanging on in there. If he can make this defence work, yes, he's going to have the inside for the exit there. And wow, that was a really good defence of P6 from the Renault driver. Now as more penalties starting to come out, Recon takes a 3-second time penalty. He's currently battling for the lead of the Grand Prix. They've seemed to have built a little bit of a gap, has the top 4. Devon leading the rest of the charge. Actually, he's brought a bit of a gap to Ghost and all that fighting. As Julian now takes 3-second time penalty. He's really not had a good start, has he? As Recon makes the move for the lead. Toxic Tomato holds him up the inside though, and he manages to maintain P1 for the time being. Josh watching on in the background without DRS is actually Recon. Recon made the overtake before the DRS line. And that's unfortunate for him because he didn't manage to get DRS on Toxic Tomato, but he's going to have more opportunities. This is a track that is synonymous for oh my word, what has happened here? They're 4 wide and that can't end well. Yep, someone's going to go off. No, they just managed to hold on. I think Nathan must have had some sort of incident there. Because they were Callum Anderson getting a little bit forced off the track by Sam. They're good friends, probably in a party. I think there's about a 16-man party actually in this. Someone's gone off. I think it's Ginger. Ginger bottled and oh dear, Bjorn tries going up the inside of him and Bjorn spun around. Well, Bjorn has just taken everyone out. What the hell? The virtual safety car's out. So that is well, Bjorn has just come back onto the track straight on the racing line and has completely killed Upoop. So that's unfortunate for Upoop because, well, he had such a good start, but of course I don't think anyone really cares about this race. I mean, you still want to keep the driving standards clean, you know. It's not like it's a fun race, you might as well take everyone out, you know. You still want to maintain that level of decency, I guess. So it's not nice to see, but I guess it's not the end of the world. But you know, it's a touchy subject that some would be outraged by it. Some would be not really caring too much. As we head on to lap number 6 already. We've got 31 laps to go. Recon is right behind Toxic Tomato, looking for the lead of the Grand Prix. As someone spun out in the pit lane entry. I think it might have been Indigo. I'm not going to go on board with him. Oh, I think it's actually Sam. He's had some sort of incident. Is now covering the inside. The McLaren holding onto P1. Little bit of a Verstappen move there, forcing off Recon, and actually Josh finds a way back through. And now he's maybe going to try and challenge Toxic Tomato for the lead of the Grand Prix. Going to look up the inside into turn number 4. Is Toxic Tomato going to leave him in place? Just about. Recon's got the best seat in the house for this battle. Meanwhile, Devon and Ghost both having a little bit of a battle. I'm coughing again. I'm talking too much. I need to take a sip of water. I've run out of water. That's unfortunate. I've got another bottle. In all of my complaining, Toxic Tomato loses the lead to Josh, and I'm actually fully... I might actually have to go to the toilet at some point, as there's carnage on track right now. It's You Poop and Callum both pretty much taking each other out right now. Don't do it, Callum. Okay, I for some reason I had a really bad feeling that he'd take him out there, and I just have a bad feeling about everyone. Julian's really had the worst start. He's been taken out, he's been spun around. I think that Chapelele's bottled. Yep, Chapelele just doing Chapelele things, isn't it? Sam takes a penalty for speeding the pit lane. These guys aren't afraid to get penalties. They're just abusing the track limits. At the end of the day, no one really cares where they finish. They're just here to have fun, as Devon and Ghost still putting on a really good show. Of course, people's interpretations of fun might be different, you know. Some could be taking each other out, others could be fighting excellently, like this, as LR Ghost finds a way past Devon. He's had one of the best starts out of everyone, has Ghost, as he's jumped 6 positions, started in 10th, now is up to 4th, but they've got a big train behind them, and he's actually lost quite a lot to the cars ahead. Meanwhile, Devon and Luke, a little bit of contact there between the Red Bull and the Ferrari, but Luke finds a way past Devon, who seems to be struggling right now. He's just lost 2 positions. Khan could make it 3, but still tucking into the slipstream of Luke, looking to the inside into turn number 1. The Red Bull driver moves to the right hand side, a little bit more contact, as these two really getting the elbows out for this battle. It's Luke on the inside. Can Khan make it 3 wide? Is maybe Ginger going to make it 4 wide? Khan takes to the grass, and he's not going to make any moves stick. And actually, he's lost out to Ginger, as Smash watching on in the background. He's not going to try anything just yet. I want to go fill up my water, but I also don't want to miss anything. Chapelele and Mikulitsi battling right now, but I think I want to stick with this battle for 5th place right now between 5 drivers, stemming down into 9th position. Who cares about Chapelele anyways? As we're on lap 8, coming on to lap number 9 very shortly. I think once pit stops start coming out, if we have a safety car, I'm gonna fill up my water bottle and probably use the toilet as well. I won't lie. I've been drinking a lot of water. I've been coughing a lot recently whilst doing commentary, so I had to be extra careful, as Josh loses the lead to Toxic Tomato. That was honestly understandable, because there's just triple DRS straights, back to back to back DRS straights, and it is just a nightmare to drive sometimes. It's DRS train heaven at this track, as Devon looks to the outside of Luke, as Khan tries to defend from Smash, and he does so. As this battle's really beginning to break out a bit. Ginger's moved away from Luke, as side by side there, manages to keep it from hitting each other. I think these guys might actually crash eventually, but I won't lie, I want to fill up my water bottle, so I will be back in just one more moment. Sorry about that, everyone. I am back, whilst I was gone, it seems like there's been more changes for the lead. Toxic Tomato is now the one losing out on this fight. It's a really good fight from all these guys. I'm pleased to be watching it, because whilst at the back of the field it's just a massive pile of poo, we're actually having a really nice battle for the lead right now, which has started since lap 1. Drivers are going to soon begin to start to think about coming into the pit lane. Josh takes a 3-second time penalty. I think he's the only one in the top 3 who... Oh wait, no, I think Toxic Tomato is the only one in the top 3 without penalties. Now looking to the inside of Recon, coming into the into turn number 3, and Recon's not going to have DRS here, so he's going to be vulnerable to Toxic Tomato as well. Meanwhile, the battle going on behind. Luke's found a way past Devon. I think tucking into the slipstream of Josh has helped Recon maintain the position over Toxic Tomato. As meanwhile, further back in the pack, Luke is going to look up the inside, making that switchback move. Jesus, that was pretty close to taking each other out. These guys really do not want to give each other an instant smash. Just watching on in the shadows, maybe going to try and take the opportunity to overtake at some point. As he's beginning to lag over a little bit. We are still streaming, which is good. I'm just going to quickly check PSGL, because I want to see how my team is doing. Well, it's not my team, but the team I'm a part of. Callum Anderson has done something. What's he done? He just lost out to Sam and Julian. At the end of qualifying, Surface is 6th and Jordan's 4th. That is a great qualifying. Let's go. Smash. No, not Smash. Luke and Devon still fighting on. Smash has dropped off a little bit. He seems to be struggling to keep up with these guys, but he's still hanging on in there. He's got DRS, and if those guys just keep fighting, he's still in with a chance of fighting for P6. But yeah, Ginger's really broken away. So with Ghosts, I'm really impressed with Ghosts. You know, he's come up through the field, started in 10th, and he's overtaken some stallions in the sport, in the league racing community. Of course, the GOAT of league racing, FRL Ginger, he's overtaken him after he bottled. He's overtaken Devon, who I don't really know about. Luke as well. And Smash is going to be the first one into the pits. Actually, Toxic Tomato, who's in one of the top 3, comes into the pits soon. So he's going to fit onto the medium tyres. I was right. They are going to start thinking about pit stop soon, and that could trigger Josh and Recon to come into the pit. And especially if they keep fighting like this, then it's going to get it's going to allow for Toxic Tomato to have a bit of a gap between these two. Might not be a second. He might still be within DRS range. In that case, they're going to catch up straight away. But Josh moves into the lead of the Grand Prix. They've been fighting since lap number 1. I think there's a yellow flag. I think it might be for Callum. It is for Callum. He's gone off. Is he on pad? I think he is on pad. Thought we moved over to wheel. That doesn't matter. He's about to get lapped, which is quite funny to see. Especially since it's only lap number 13. He's really been in the wars today, hasn't he? Indigo, it takes 3-second time penalty. But I'd have to say that Josh and Recon are both coming to the pit lane. They're both following the pit entry lines, which is what you like to see, because you can actually get a warning. And we'll see where Toxic Tomato comes out in all of this. Where's he on track right now? He's just coming through the 3rd sector right now. Pretty short, quick lane. Devon takes a 3-second time penalty as Ghosts now moves into the lead of the Grand Prix. He's probably going to pit sooner rather than later. But where is Josh going to come out in terms of position to Toxic Tomato? Well, Toxic Tomato is going to overtake them in the pit lane, that's for sure. But for how much time? Not that much. The undercut wasn't that powerful, but he still moved ahead of those guys. And actually, Chapelele, who's been on the medium tyres, so he's going to be out for a little bit longer, has come out in between Josh and Recon, and with a car between them. Well, might not be for too long, because Chapelele, don't know what he was doing. But he's really lost time on Josh. But yeah, Recon not happy. He's weaving all over the place, trying to let Chapelele know that he is a quicker driver. He wants to get past. These two are teammates in FRL for a couple races, and it was actually at this track. I remember at this track, Chapelele was leading the race and Recon was in second. There was a 1-2 for Red Bull, and oh no, it was Recon leading the Grand Prix. Chapelele was in second, and Chap wanted to pit, and he was going, oh, if I come into the pit lane, I want Recon to stay out. So Recon took the normal racing line, cut across the pit lane after Chapelele had already committed, and so Chapelele got held up in the pit lane, and that pretty much ruined his race. I think Mikulitsi in the same place has gone off twice. Yep. Miku's gone off in the same position exactly. Well, he sort of caused a chain reaction because he made contact with Bjorn, and then Bjorn came back onto the track, killed the racing point of Upoop. It's a funny name, Upoop. And then that caused a massive reaction as well. Yogurt got involved probably. I think Indigo also. More yellow flags. I think that is Julian. Yep, Julian stopped on track as Callum Anderson's gone off, and oh no! The safety car's out. Oh my word! What? Why have we got a safety car? Well, on lap number 15 of 36, we've got the safety car, and that's going to bunch everyone up together. That's also going to really help Chapelele. Jesus. He's going to get to come into the pits on a fresh set of medium tyres. Oh, wait, no, he started on the mediums, so he's going to have to go onto the softs if he wants to make a one-stop work. Wants to make the normal strategy work. And he can do that, actually. I think... Yeah, he's definitely going to have to go onto the softs. There's no way the hards would be of any use. They'd be just so slow, and like going on the softs would just better anyways, you know. If you can conserve the tyres, you can make these for 20 laps, as far as I'm concerned. Of course, some drivers wouldn't have had to come into the pits. Khan's retired for some reason. I think Devon might have hit him. If any of these guys isn't coming to the pits, we can see Khan's not in the pit lane, so he might have hit Devon, or Devon might have hit him. But he is the first proper casualty, the first driver out of the Grand Prix. I want to watch the PSGL start. Under the safety car period, I want to watch the start of the race. Oh, we've already started. They've literally just started, okay.
Is he going to go from him early on? You could argue that's essential for this type of race. He's not always been that good in the races this season, but he's not able to get ahead, and he's got to sit behind and wait.
There's Domi is off, one of the IGK drivers, losing 7 positions there on lap 1, and it's even more, 8 now, 9. He's, no, still 8, sorry. There's William there, but he wins.
We're doing good right now. We got a podium last week out. Aero, what a goat. I love Aero so much. He got the podium, making the alternate strategy work. He started in like 14th or 12th. I think he started 12th, and he managed to get 2nd position. He would have won if he didn't go for a bit of a rash move on a Williams driver. Williams, Roy or Tim? I can't remember. But yeah, it's a bit unlucky. I think some of these guys are a lap down. We'll move on from PSGL because really that's not related to this, but maybe if I just go through all the cars here, like Julian's a lap down, you can see. Has he just brake checked Smash? Right, well, Luke is also... What the hell is Callum doing? He's gonna get disqualified if he does this. If he wants to unlap himself, he's gonna get disqualified because he's just got a 5-second penalty from over to... Yeah, look at him, he's gonna get disqualified. What's he doing? He's gonna get disqualified, watch him. Come on. If he gets disqualified, I only got a 5-second penalty. Right, okay, he's probably gonna pit and serve that penalty. And then it'll be okay. Brandon Lemke. So I think only one driver's now a lap down, and that's Julian. If we do to leader, you can see 1 lap from Julian. And then Callum, no, Callum's not going to serve it this time, but he could maybe try and serve it in the next couple laps. I think Julian's also making overtakes. He might only get that penalty as well. Yeah, that's 5 seconds for ignoring yellow flag. So really, you can overtake everyone. If you wanna unlap yourself, like, that's perfectly fine, I guess. Miku coming to the pit lane. I don't know what he's doing. He might be fitting on a set of medium tyres because he's not sure that the softs can go to the end, but I'm pretty sure they can. Actually, it's another 18 laps on those softs, and he's already been on them for 2. So it's a pretty risky move, and I think he's going on to the mediums. Oh, he's serving a penalty. Try-harding in a fun race? Oh, he's fitting a new wing. Oh, okay, never mind. He got a he got a broken front wing, so he's had to pit, and he's come out on another set of softs. Okay. Yeah, so they're definitely confident that those softs can go to the end. We're just waiting for a couple of drivers to catch up to the pack, and then we can get underway very, very shortly. Toxic Tomato leading right now. Josh in second, then it's third for Recon, fourth for Ghost, then it's fifth for Ginger. Smash is in sixth, seventh for Luke, eighth for Chapelele, ninth is Devon, 10th is Nathan, then 11th for Yogurt. He's had a pretty quiet race, Yogurt, but he's really come out of nowhere, hasn't he? The non-label representative Gavin is in 12th. Well, Gavin's not in NLR. He's in VER. New Poop in 13th. 14th for Bjorn. 15th is Sam. Then 16th Mikulitsi after he came into the pit lane. Indigo also came to the pits. Callum Anderson's not caught up yet, but he's probably going to be able to. I can't really say the same for Julian. I think he's going to have to. I don't think he'll catch up. As we could do. Maybe Toxic is going to go very slow here, and then let Julian catch up. That'd be nice of him. It is Julian's race. He's the one that organised it. I'd be surprised if there wasn't any front wings coming off. Or maybe go on board with Callum here, see if we can spot any front wing or debris. Well, we certainly seen some drivers hitting each other, as I think Toxic Tomatoes bit the bullet. Yeah, he's gone. He's started the race up again. Josh following behind him. Recon is in third. Ghost now right behind him fourth. We are under racing once more on lap number 19. No DRS for the next 3 laps. Luke taking a 3-second time penalty. Already Upup and Yogurt both battling, and Yogurt's going to let the Racing Point driver go through there. Can Bjorn and Mikulitsi maybe double team them? I think Miku's going to go around the outside. It's actually Bjorn. I'm very sorry. He could maybe hold it around Upup. Oh, not leaving the road. They weren't side by side into the braking zone, so he's allowed to. Well, it is Upup's corner, so really he can control where he goes. But Toxic Tomato is still leading right now. He's got Josh right behind him. There's not been too many overtakes, I think, for like the top 10. I think they've all kept it exactly where they were. Going into the grass is Recon there just a little bit. So all clean through the restart. As we move on to lap number 20 very soon. We've got just 17 laps left in this Grand Prix. Miku and Jamie going at it together. As where's Jamie gone? Miku. Oh, what? I'm so confused. We'll put this back to interval so we can see who's close on track right now. Someone goes very wide there. I don't quite know who that was. Bit of a close gap between Gavin and Nathan, but Chapelele moves past Luke there on the fresher soft tyres. That's obviously going to be easy for Chapelele. Oh, Nathan coming out. No, it's Devon coming out of nowhere around the outside of Luke. These two really are locking horns today. They've still found each other after the safety car restart as well. But they weren't too far away on track. Meanwhile, down the inside of Smash goes Chapelele. He's had a good comeback through the field, starting outside the top 10. And he's made the alternate strategy work. The safety car really gifted him, so he's really lucky in that sense. Ginger's also managed to find a way back into the fight because he'd spun out sometime in the first like 5 laps or something, just before Bjorn killed everyone, which is quite funny. But also not very nice, but it's quite funny, and it's like a loop. But DRS I think is enabled this lap. We should see it pop up onto our screen. Why is everyone getting penalties for? This track isn't too difficult to avoid getting penalties on. So I don't quite know what these guys have been doing. They're probably just abusing the track limits because it's a fun race. As here's a nice battle for 4th position. Ginger has got DRS on Ghost. Ghost though has DRS on Recon. Ginger's gonna have to look to the outside. Can Chapelele someone up the inside? Go on, son. No, he's not. Ginger has to hold him around the outside. I think that Sam has gone off because you can see. I think they've had some collection together. I don't quite know what they've done. Indigo's retiring. So he's just retired on track. He's left the session. Oh, dear. Well, Callum has swiped Sam into the wall there. And I couldn't help but laugh. Both Alfa Romeo drivers out of the session now. Callum's going to wait, isn't he? They're going to take each other out and they're going to cause another safety car. And everyone is going to come into the softs for the soft tyres. That's what I predict. Here we go. Look at them. They're brake checking each other. They're having a... Oh my word. Sam had just had enough and said, get out of my way, Callum. But we won't focus on that anymore because Chapelele has made a move for the lead. He's making the most of these tyres. Ginger's fallen off the back just a little bit. More yellow flags in sector 2 this time. I think Gavin Tetru's gone off. Yep, he's been spun around. I don't quite know who by or what with, but the Rocket Williams car is going to be no more. As their partnership has ceased. And now I think it's either Sofino or Laveza, or that weird coffee brand that sponsors Nicholas Latifi, that is on the car. And Yogurt takes a penalty. Drivers are going to begin to come into the pit lane. Callum, for the second time this race, is going to go a lap down. He's just not having a good race, is he? But I doubt he'd care too much. No one really cares about this game anymore. Like, I feel no motivation to drive it, even though I've had some league races. I didn't practice at all. I couldn't be bothered. Meanwhile, Toxic Tomato is going to be almost helpless to defend from Josh M97 for this next corner, but he seems to actually got a much worse exit. Must have bogged down on the gears, as Recon's probably going to look for an opening, but still they're closing in on Toxic Tomato. That's how powerful the DRS is. But honestly, Toxic Tomato is lucky that he wasn't overtaken on that straight. As now down the inside of Luke goes Nathan. The Dutchies really showing it up together as well. No, there's Callum. Callum Anderson doing Callum Anderson things. He's been spun around. He's got no fuel, honestly. If this was a league race, he'd not be happy. But oh, he's spinning around. He's gonna do some donuts in a moment. We'll watch on with the leaders once more, because I have a feeling, I have the inkling that Josh is going to overtake Toxic Tomato. So we'll go on board with the Racing Point driver. Where's he going to have to go? He's going to have to go to the outside. Can Rico make it 3 wide? Oh no, he's had to take to the grass, and that could have been catastrophic there. And honestly, oh dear. Well, Recon is out of this fight. Sam's retired from the session. Oh, the safety car. Oh, the safety car is out. Okay, I didn't know that. I don't know where Sam has retired. He's just retired there, isn't he? He's taken off his tyre. Right. That's another time penalty coming out. Somehow Gavin has collided with Josh, and Josh has got a penalty for ignoring yellow flags. So Josh in the mud right now. He's just received 10 seconds of time penalties straight away there. Unlucky for him, but like, we won't care. It's a fun race, as we've had 3 retirements from this race right now. We'll soon find it to be probably more, because Bjorn is going to kill everyone. That's my prediction. Bjorn will just murder everybody. You know what, should we go into their party whilst the stream is still up and just have them scream? I'm going to do that. I'm going to join their party after the race is done. Everyone is coming to the pits except for the top 3. They've decided to stay out on their tyres. Don't know why you wouldn't come into the pits for fresh stuff. Sorry, I'm quite tired. I was up pretty late last night. Actually, I wasn't as late as I was the night before. I was up until about 1 AM. I'm just going to quickly have a look at PSGL, see how the boys are doing. We're done, let's go! Yes. Right, can we stop having safety cars though, because with the whole lobby restart and then with all of that drama, without all of that, we would probably be finished this race and I'd be downstairs watching PSGL Cup. But no, we had to have a lobby freeze. Thank you, Codemasters. And obviously, I am joking. Like, they do a hell of a job with these games, and everyone says the game is terrible, but realistically, you wouldn't be able to do a better game. But honestly, like, I think Codemasters should listen to user feedback a bit more, and also not pay as much attention to the casual fans. Like, no one is going to use the assisted steering unless you're like terrible. And honestly, like, the biggest consumers for the game are the league racers and the ones who are aspiring for esports, because they're buying these F1 licensed steering wheels, which are obviously going to make money for Codemasters because they're the F1 games, and everyone's going to use them on that. And it's just like, I wish they'd make it a little bit more realistic, improve the handling model, and all of that rubbish, because they're focusing on like the casual stuff. Callum Anderson and Gavin Tetrew both unlap themselves they're just having a lot of fun, aren't they? I think one of them's actually been I think Callum's been disqualified, or he's letting everyone go by. Callum's been disqualified. Yep, I knew it. He's on. Incredible job. As I was saying, I think it'd be so much better if Codemasters were to listen to the league racing side of things and improve all of that. I mean, they did make the leagues mode, but that never got used. No one uses the league feature if you're a serious league. But enough about that. Enough about what I want to see in an F1 game. Actually, I want laser scan tracks. That's all I want. But enough about that. It is now up to Josh to control the pace, and he is gonna be green flag racing. And now we are back underway. Yellow flag through sector 3. Don't know if anyone's gone off or something, but it seems like we're going to be able to keep going. Someone's just coming out of the pits. That's Gavin, who unlapped himself. Took all that time to unlap himself, and now he's just going to get lapped up once again. Julian's in 5th position. He didn't come into the pits, so he's really going to get screwed over by that, because you can see the difference in pace through the corners. Recon, who was fighting for the lead, now fighting for 5th position. He's going to look to the outside of Julian. We're going to follow along with NLR Yogurt, who's also had a pretty good race, making his way back up the field. Julian manages to hold off Recon for the time being. Can he make it move stick? As Devon is now at the race. Don't know what's happened with him, but Devon has retired. His car's still moving, so he's probably just pressed the retire feature. Meanwhile, chaos everywhere because everyone's making up positions. I'm just having to scroll through. I don't know who's making up positions or who's having a battle. Chapelele and Ghosts locking horns right now for 3rd position on track right now. Chapelele on much fresher soft tyres than the worn out mediums of Ghosts. Meanwhile, I think Upoop and Mikulitsi, or Upoop's gone. But, oh, come on. Got another safety car. Now I've got a... Jesus. That was a really weird vibrate. So, yeah, not much to really talk about right now. I think I'm gonna have to step away for the 3rd time. Because I need the toilet, to be completely truthfully honest with you. Obviously in an actual league race I'd be professional about it, but no one cares about what I say. I mean, obviously I'm not going to swear because that's just going to make me look like a bad commentator, but you know, it's a fun race. If it was a league, of course I wouldn't leave mid-commentary. I probably have. I think I've gone to eat dinner once in qualifying in a race, but that was ages ago when I wasn't really a professional commentator. But yeah, I'll be back in just a minute. Guess who's back? Back again. V8 Fielder's back. Tell a friend. I'm not leaving. Again, I promise this time. I actually think oh gosh, what's Gavin doing? Gavin's on the lead lap. So it actually came out of, oh wait, never mind, he's not. He's a lap down. If he does actually overtake everyone, he's gonna get disqualified, isn't he? He's gonna try it. I wouldn't try it through here. Ginger comes into the pits. Ginger was way down the order. Huh. But fresh tyres means it's going to be quicker, but doesn't mean anything. I think Gavin, what is he trying to do? Is he trying to let everyone go by? And how has Nathan got a 10-second time penalty? Where did he extend? Please tell. Was it turn 1? Did he get a 10-second time penalty for extending turn 1? Oh my god. Breno Lamborghini. God. Julian and Recon. Julian's had a really good recovery. He had a drive through at the start, and he's been taken out about 15 times. So well done to him for coming back through the field. Okay, Jordan's pitted. No, it's going well for us, boys. It's going well for VRT. Of course, I did want to watch it, but oh my word! What have I just witnessed? Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm gonna watch that on the stream. I wanna watch it. I think Gavin has just gone flying. I really want to see this. Well, Josh is restarting the race as we are under green once again. Well, Gavin's been disqualified. I think Yogurt's probably going to set the fastest lap or something, but I can't get over that. Gavin was facing the wrong way upwards on his side. There goes Chapelele up the inside of Ghost. His soft tyres are going to be in much better condition than his mediums, but he still holds on. Does Ghost. So Ghost looking around the outside, trying to hold it from Chapelele. Are we going to have any more safety cars? There's more yellow flags. I think that's for Luke, as now Recon slips through on Ghost as well. So the soft tyres looking stronger. I think Chapelele, he could be one to fight for the win. You know? That'd be crazy. But I really want to go in these guys' parties as well. Party before I end the stream. Hopefully the stream doesn't crash as I'm streaming. But we'll never know. We've got someone in the chat. I'll just read that out. Hello, Jimmy. I have not changed at all. Great. Well, I like the way I am, so that's good. As Chapelele trying to get through on Toxic Tomato, the victorious charge from Chapelele soon to be complete. He's just looking at the back of the McLaren driver for the win of for the second place of the Grand Prix. Could he make it up the inside? No, he was looking, but he didn't make it. They're 3 wide behind them. I think that's Ginger, Nathan, and probably you. No, it's Ginger, Nathan, and Miku Litzy. Look at these two. They're trying to hit each other. They're gonna take each other out. Come on. Don't do it. Oh, there goes up the inside of Miku. No, Nathan couldn't make it stick on the finish driver. As Miku now trying to make it past Ginger. There's a battle going on up ahead between Smash and Julian. What? No, he's not going to crash him out. That would have been bad if Julian had made a miraculous recovery up the grid to just be taken out in the dying laps. Chapelele still hasn't found a way through on Toxic Tomato. We are coming to the end of the Grand Prix. We begin lap number 33. We've got 4 laps left in this session. Josh is beginning to run away with it as now DRS is a factor again. So these guys are going to maybe try and work together to catch up to Josh. Chapelele has a really bad exit in comparison to Toxic Tomato, but Recon cannot capitalise and make it past. Still going to look to the outside. If he can make this move stick, it would be the move of dreams. But no, he cannot get the move done. But what about Ghosts? Ghost, is he looking to make an opening for himself? Maybe into turn number 4. Just send it, boy. No, he's not going to do it. Come on. Oh, well, we've got 13 drivers left in the race. Surprising with the amount of carnage. I'm actually surprised that we have still so many drivers. Chapelele still back behind Toxic Tomato. He can't find an opening. As I probably like flipping Miku's gonna win the race just because of penalties, and Miku's like, oh well, I didn't get any penalties because I'm a clean driver and I'd never do that. As Julian sliding through the final corner, Miku's gonna send it. Just do it. Actually, turn 1's not really an overtaking opportunity from what I've experienced. You know, you don't see many dive bombs up there. Is Chapelele going to send it? Just send it, my son. He's going to go into turn number 3 up the inside of Toxic Tomato. He cannot get the move done. So that is another lap spent looking at Husky Chocolate. As, yeah, he's going to send it into turn number 4. This could end badly. Oh, Toxic Tomato just left in the space. Chapelele almost bottling it and almost crashing out into Recon. Recon's going to find a way up the inside of Chapelele, and he's made the move stick there. As now Recon almost going off the track. Chapelele makes a move back up the inside, and as he spun, no, he's held on. Ghost gets back past him, as Ginger's also going to try and look for the opportunity. As now Chapelele moves up the inside of Ghost. I don't know what Ghost is doing. He's going really slow right now. He's braking everywhere, trying to brake test Ginger. We're on board with the Dutchman. Dutchman now going to look to the outside. He's got slipstream on Chapelele. This could end badly. As if he tried making it 3 wide, they would have all taken each other out. Now Chapelele has to go off the track there, and this is all getting pretty crazy right now for 4th position. They could go 3 wide into turn number 3 as Ghost goes side by side with Ginger. It's Renault on the outside, Mercedes on the inside. The Mercedes comes out on top, but who's going to have DRS? I think it is Ghost. So coming down now on the run up to turn number 4, Ginger's going to have to defend to the inside. Ghost looking to the outside. He can't get the move done. Where's Chapelele and all this? He's just watching from the wings. He's watching behind. He's got the best seat in the house. Ghost on his worn out medium tyres. They've been going for 20 laps so far, these medium tyres, and he's holding on to the back of Ginger, which is crazy to think. Luke, who's disconnected from the session. Nathan taking a time penalty. Luke's car stricken in the middle of the circuit there. He's lapped and there's no ghosting, so it's really going to be, you have to maneuver them instead of going right through them. We begin the final lap of the Grand Prix on board with Josh M97. He's found himself in the lead of the Grand Prix. Still got 10 seconds of time penalties from about like two seconds of something. As here comes Recon on Toxic Tomato. It's going to be a last lap death wish up the inside into maybe turn number 3 or turn number 4. He's going to look to the outside. It's Haas on the outside, McLaren on the inside, Renault Power against Ferrari. Who's going to have the better exit? It's still Toxic Tomato. He's defended perfectly throughout this Grand Prix, and he's done so well to hold off the guys that are coming up behind him, being Recon and Chapelele. He's done so well on these worn out medium tyres, which have been going for 23 laps. He's dedicated to the one-stop strategy, as this has been quite the race today. But into the 3rd sector comes Josh M97. Here it goes. Here it goes, Josh. Sorry, something just came up on my phone. But here goes to cross the line. Josh wins the Grand Prix. Who's going to take it though? It's going to be Toxic Tomato winning the race. Recon in 3rd. Chapelele's in 2nd. Recon in 3rd. Ghost in 4th. Josh has dropped to 5th. 6th for Ginger. 7th for Smash. 8th for Miku. 9th for Julian. 10th for Nathan. Then Poop is going to come home in 10th. Yogurt spinning around. Do some donuts, son. Do it. Yes. Go for it, come on. I don't know if he's struggling or if he's doing donuts. Oh, do some, come on, give us some donuts, yeah! That's my boy. Farewell F1 2019. It's been quite the game. You've been there for us, you've given us some great moments. You've also caused us a lot of pain. And for a lot of these guys, it's going to be their last ever race on this game. The last ever competitive race. As crossing the line, not quite. He's going to reverse it. Go on, son. Good job from Yogurt there. He's going to come home. Oh, come on. You're going to... I'm so confused. What's he doing? He's just going to keep doing donuts. Crossing the line. Right, let's go find their party. And we'll go say hi to them. We're still streaming. Right, let's find their party. I'm pretty sure it's like 16 or 15 or something. I could ask one of them to invite. Oh, their party's private. Is it? Or am I just missing it? Oh, hang on. No, alright. Hopefully the stream stays up. It is still up. Hello! You're live. We are live still. Say goodbye to F1 2019.
Some league races.
I'm not gonna
The
miss
race
you.
was fun. I got brake checked by Yoop Yoop.
Unbelievable. It was a crazy...
That's a
And then he
4%
brake checked me again. And then I had no. And then Gavin straight line to us.
Yep, I saw that. That was crazy. I caught it in the background of the stream. It was crazy. You should
He
watch
fight
it.
Yoop Yoop.
He killed YouTube.
I got so many penalties.
Right, I'm gonna end the stream.
I kept
Thank you everyone for watching.